Welcome to yet another edition of UK Crime Caught on Camera. This time we're covering high-speed chases. The driver here is someone West Midlands police describe as really violent and who preyed on the vulnerable and took advantage of them. The footage shows him dangerously weaving in and out of traffic, but it's what he did beforehand that prompted the police pursuit. The thug stole a 78-year-old woman's bag in the street, but resulted in her breaking a hip after being dragged to the ground. Elsewhere, he broke into the home of another 78-year-old woman and cut her phone line so she couldn't call for help. There, he stole bank cards and cash. The driver also stabbed another woman several times in her hand as he tried to cut the strap off her handbag while she was walking down the street. He also tricked his way into the house of a vulnerable man who previously suffered a stroke by asking for a glass of water before stealing the man's bank cards. But the homeowner's son spotted the thug leaving the house, recognised him as previously having done roofing work at the property, and was later able to identify him. A day later, he stole a Fiat 500, but police were able to trace it due to an in-car tracker. The driver pled guilty to 5 burglaries, 3 robberies, an attempted robbery, and aggravated vehicle taking. He was sentenced to 12 years in prison. The person behind the wheel in this footage is a teenage disqualified driver who has 2 passengers aboard as he rampages across the tarmac of Nottinghamshire. He also rammed into 2 police cars, but was finally brought to a halt when 2 police cars managed to box him in. He pled guilty to dangerous driving, driving whilst disqualified, and driving without insurance, and was sentenced to 9 months in prison, suspended for 18 months, and banned from driving for 15 months. A judge also ordered him to complete a thinking skills program and 20 rehabilitation days. He was also made subject of a 3-month tagged curfew order. This is a moment a fugitive tries to hide in a hot tub after leading police officers on a death-defying 80-mile-per-hour chase the wrong way down a dual carriageway. He clambered into the jacuzzi as armed cops tracked him down to a family's back garden. Prior to that, he was one of 3 thugs who led officers on a high-speed chase after they left a man for dead in a savage assault. Police say the trio drove the wrong way round a roundabout. They then drove the wrong way at more than 80 miles per hour on a dual carriageway, forcing other vehicles to swerve to avoid collision. Several minutes later, the trio turned around on the carriageway and drove the other way. Next, police officers caught up with them in a residential area where the trio tried to escape capture. One of the thugs tried to flee through some gardens. And, as we've already said, he tried to dodge the police by hiding inside a hot tub. But that didn't work out, and soon the law caught up to him. 2 of the trio, including the hot tub thug, were convicted for attempted murder, while another was guilty of GBH with intent. They were sentenced to a combined 57 years. This is the moment a drug dealer who led police in a high-speed chase was finally caught after he crashed his car into a hedge in Peterborough. The driver had more than £1,500 worth of crack cocaine in his Kia when law enforcement caught up to him. He was jailed for 4 years, admitting to possession of Class A drugs with intent to supply, possession of Class C drugs with intent to supply, dangerous driving, driving otherwise than in accordance with a licence, and driving with no insurance. This is the moment two thieves stole a £60,000 diamond ring in Sussex. Footage shows how they asked to see the 18-carat gold and diamond ring. They distracted the store owner and dashed to a getaway car. However, with the help of the public, police were able to trace two vehicles. This car was sighted driving at high speed on the M23 but was stopped, and another vehicle was halted in Surrey. One of the thieves admitted theft and driving while disqualified and was jailed for 2 years and 4 months. The other admitted to theft and was jailed for a year. This is the moment a police sergeant suffered whiplash injuries after being sent spinning off the A19 by a dangerous driver who rammed him during a pursuit. Police described the driver's actions as one of the most dangerous pieces of driving they have seen. The tipper van driver drove the wrong way down the A19 and jumped several red lights and caused other motorists to take evasive action. His dangerous driving resulted in a lengthy police pursuit between North Tyneside and County Durham. He pled guilty to dangerous driving, driving while disqualified, driving without insurance, and assault causing bodily harm. He was jailed for 30 months and was given a 27-month driving disqualification, which comes into effect upon his release from prison. Once his disqualification period has expired, he'll need to sit an extended retest should he ever wish to drive again in the future. Here we see a speeding motorcyclist from Nottingham pulling wheelies during a high-speed police chase. The video shows him travelling at high speeds while pulling wheelies, spinning his rear tyre and dangerously overtaking vehicles. He led officers on a 20-mile chase, but the law finally caught up to him. After hitting an unmarked police car, he got up and made a dash for freedom after making his way into a farm. But he was nabbed after a short foot chase. He was also uninsured and riding with false plates. The biker admitted dangerous driving, driving without insurance, and fraudulently using a registration mark, and was handed a 9-month prison sentence, suspended for 2 years. He was also ordered to complete 180 hours of unpaid work, ordered to pay £350 in costs, and was disqualified from driving for 2 years. This police video shows the moment a stoned van driver led police on an 8-mile high-speed chase, heading 70 miles per hour along residential streets. The driver had no licence or insurance when he reached double the speed limit, drove on the wrong side of the road, and skipped through red lights. He sped past a number of school children at breakneck speeds as he tried to evade pursuing officers. The driver also threw a taser disguised as a mobile phone out of his window during the chase. When he was eventually detained, he tested positive for cannabis at the roadside. He was subsequently charged with dangerous driving, drug driving, possession of a taser, driving without insurance, and without a driving licence. The driver admitted the offences but was spared jail when he was handed a 2-month prison sentence, suspended for 15 months, and was given a 15-month driving ban. He was also ordered to carry out 80 hours of unpaid work, a rehabilitation activity for 30 days, and pay costs of £150. A judge also ordered the forfeiture and destruction of the weapon and the confiscation of the van. A biker nearly killed himself as he tried to flee from police carrying a backpack full of drugs in Nottingham. When police caught up to him, they found £270 in cash and 40 wraps of cannabis in his backpack. A search of his home later revealed a further £5,486 in cash and a burner phone with text messages requesting gelato, a type of cannabis. The biker admitted possession with intent to supply cannabis and dangerous driving. He was given an 18-month jail term, suspended for 2 years, a rehabilitation activity requirement of up to 10 days, as well as 150 hours of unpaid work. He was also banned from driving for 2 years. His defence told the court that he had been self-medicating with cannabis, but this had brought him into debt, with efforts to pay it off, leading him to dealing drugs. And that is that. If you're watching us in Freeview, stay tuned for more authentic UK television, curated from the hearts of British communities by journalists living in them. If you're watching anywhere else, please like, share us around, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And why not visit our website, shotstv.com, for all our video-on-demand content, and sign up to our newsletter to be notified of our latest and greatest videos. Thanks for watching.